Welcome back, students. Welcome back to another amazing session of soft skills. This side Joy Spencer, and I am here again with a unique and a very different topic. The topic is O.P.V, in which O stands for others, P stands for person, and V stands for views. What is other person's view? Yes, it is a very important topic because it is always important what are the views people are carrying towards you. Yes, indeed, it should not reflect, it should not affect your day-to-day life, it should not affect your career, it should not affect your future, but particular view can play a very vital role, can play a very important role in your day-to-day life. Yes, maybe a person's view can change the kind of prospectus or the kind of way you are carrying yourself. Maybe the kind of attitude you are carrying in yourself was really not good. Maybe you were carrying a too arrogant kind of nature. Maybe you were carrying a too casual kind of nature, and because of that nature you were not able to crack many things, you are not able to do a lot of things in your life. And there can be a possibility that you have a friend, or you have a person, or you have a relative, or a family member, or someone who is close to you, who knows the kind of a view he carries towards you. And because of that view, because of telling that view towards you, he can tell you that yes, here you are wrong, here you are right. So I have a very amazing activity. I am definitely sure you will going to enjoy this activity. I have already done this activity with your seniors. In the previous semester we have done this activity. It was a class based activity and students have enjoyed this activity a lot. And I would like to make you understand this particular topic through this activity, and I would like to let you know I'll be reading this whole activity. I'll be telling you what it is, how a judgment has to be done. There's a case study in which you will going to learn through this case study what is the reason that the judge want other person's view. He was having full authority. He could have declared the judgment, but then also he wanted to see what was the other person's view. Here it goes. So let me give you a brief about this particular activity and about this particular case study. So the activity name is Who is Guilty? So basically there is a scenario, there is a storyline. I'll be reading out that storyline for you, and I'll be sharing this particular PPT also with you so that you can also go through this. And I would really like your views on this topic. You can mail me down what are your views on this, and you can WhatsApp me also. So the activity name is Who is Guilty. Then the activity objective is other person's view. As I told you, O.P.V, it's a public speaking skills activity. Yes, we were supposed to do this activity in the class earlier. Also I have done this activity with your seniors, with the previous batches, and the students have really enjoyed this activity. But because of this pandemic that has happened, so that's why we are doing it through this medium through which we are connecting. So activity orientation is end user orientation. So like end user orientation is basically end to end, like person to person we are talking about. The number of participants, yes, there are 6 to 30 can participate. This is the duration. And this whole study was for class. I would really like if you can do this activity in your home, and you can do this activity with your family members also, with your friends also. And the storyline, so I would like to begin with the part 1 of the storyline. So basically let me tell you that there are it is a case study. It is a case study of a girl, and there are 6 members in this case. And when I'll be reading out, so I'll be reading out the characters also. So here the story begins. So the first character is Ria. Ria lives in New York. She is a high school student. Her father is an NRI. Rahul. Rahul is character 2. Is Ria's friend. One morning Rahul calls Ria up. Hi Ria, it's my birthday today. I am throwing a party tonight. You must come. All our friends are coming. Ria replies, thanks a ton, Rahul. I am honored to be invited. But there is a bit of problem. I am afraid my father might not allow me to attend a late night party. He doesn't like them at all. Rahul, I'm not going to take any excuses. You must come. You are such a nice friend of mine. Without you, my party is going to be incomplete. Ria, I know that, Rahul. Alright, let me talk to Dad. If he allows me, I'll definitely come. Rahul says, I'll wait for you, and hang up the phone. So now Ria talks to her father, and the third character is Ria's father, and receives a no for an answer. So basically, Ria asked to her father, and she tries to convince her father, but the reply of her father was no, that no, I don't want you to go in that late night party. So she tries to convince her father. He agrees, but with some conditions. So Ria also wanted to go to the party, and she really tries to convince her father, and sooner or later the father got agreed, but there were the conditions. I want everyone to please understand this and try to be with the story, because or else you'll just lose the things that we wanted to cover. So now, father, I shall let you go to the party if you fulfill my conditions. Ria, what are those conditions, daddy? Father, there are three conditions. One, you will not take any hard drinks in the party. Number two, you will not be late. You will be back to home well before 11 p.m. And number three, I will not give you my car. I'll not let you drive alone also. You have just got your driving license, and I don't think you are an expert enough to drive at night. You will have to manage getting back home. Ria, alright, daddy, I am okay with all your conditions. Father, then you may go. So here in this part one, there are basically three characters that I have uh, showed you. That is Ria, then her friend, that is Rahul, and the third character is Ria's father. So Rahul has thrown a party, a late night party, and he invited Ria, and he wanted Ria to come to the party. And Ria said, I would love to come to the party, but my father will not allow. He has not allowed me any late night party so far. But she anyhow tries to convince him, and a father got convinced, but there are three conditions, and I would like you to please remember these conditions. The first one is that you will that she cannot take any hard drinks in the party. The second one is that she cannot be late, and she have to be back home before 11 p.m. And the third one is that she cannot drive, and the father will not give her his car. So let's see what is part 2. So part 2 says Ria goes to the party. She discovers that many of her friends are there. She dances, sings, enjoys herself, and takes a few pegs of hard drinks. So here you can see that it says, I have bold this particular term, that she takes few pegs of hard drinks. So already she has broken the first condition, that she consumed the hard drinks. So let's see further. She is busy partying, and when she looks at her watch, she realizes that it's already quarter to 11. So now another condition, that she have to be back before 11. And when just because she was enjoying the party so much, she almost forgot the time, and when she saw the time, she realized that it's almost 11. She decides to leave, but she does not have a car, obviously, because the dad said that I cannot provide you the car. And the other condition was that she herself can also not drive the car. So she goes to the host of the party, that was Rahul. Ria, Rahul, I have to go home right now. I don't have car tonight. Can you please drop me home? Rahul. Oh, is it? I'm sorry, Ria. I can't come to drop you because I have to attend my guests. They all have come for me. How can I go? Why don't you talk to Julie? She can drop you home. So now here is character 4, that is Julie. So Julie is a common friend of Ria and Rahul. Ria goes to Julie. So Julie is basically character 4 and she's a common friend of Ria and Rahul, and they both know each other. They all three of them know each other and they all are common friends. Ria. Hi Julie, can you please drop me home right now? It's little urgent. Julie says that she has just arrived and cannot leave so soon, as she has to meet people and enjoy the party. She offers to leave in an hour, which Ria cannot afford. So basically, Ria tried to ask help from Julie, but Julie said that she has recently arrived the party, but she cannot afford to leave the party because she has just arrived and she also want to meet people, enjoy the party, and all this thing. So now, Julie, then don't you get yourself a cab? That should do. Ria consider it a workable idea and goes out looking for a cab, finds only one and discovers that the cab driver. So now here comes the character fifth, that is a cab driver. So basically Julie suggested Ria that why don't you take a cab? I think it's a good idea for you. And now Ria thought that yes, indeed it's a good idea, and she goes out, and then she realizes that there is only one cab, and that's the cab driver. So the cab driver is the fifth character. The cab driver is sleeping inside the cab. She wakes him up and asks him to drive her home. The cabbie apologizes and says that he cannot do that as he is very tired and sleepy, as he has been driving for 2 days and now he is not in a physical state to drive. He does not have the permit to go to the suburbs Ria wants to go to. Hence, being a law-abiding citizen, he cannot help her. So now there is another turning point, that Ria is getting late. She has to go back home. The father had a condition that she has to be back by 11. Already it is almost 11. She has already taken the hard drinks. Already she has broken two of the conditions, and now she do not want to break the third condition, and that's why she thought that let's take a cab. But the cab driver is not in a condition because he has been driving from last 2 days, and he said that I'm not in a physical state to drive, and he do not even have a permit to go to that place where Ria resides. So now let's see the part 3. Disappointed Ria comes back to the party and tells Rahul that she neither could get help from Julie nor she get a cab. Rahul, I cannot come to drop you off, but the best I can do is to lend you my car. You take it and go home. I'll collect it tomorrow from your place. Ria, alright then, I'll take your car. So now the third condition that the dad has given to Ria, that she cannot drive the car, but because she was getting late, she thought that let's take the car, and she took the car. She took Rahul's car and she starts driving. Ria takes Rahul's car and rushes towards her home. She is getting late, drunk, and is driving rash. On the speedway, her car rams into a truck coming from the opposite direction. The truck driver took her to the hospital, but the crash proves to be fatal and kills Ria. So now comes the sixth character, that is the truck driver. So I hope you understood the story. There are six characters. Ria was invited to a party of Rahul, and uh, she cannot go to the party because her father wanted do not wanted her to do the late night parties because she was very young. So she anyhow convinced her dad. There were three conditions. You already know the conditions. And now what is the mishap You already know the mishap. The mishap happened that she did all those three wrong things that her father asked her not to do, and what led her was that the crash proves to be fatal and kills Ria. So so at the last, Ria is no more. Ria was dead. So now you already know the story, and through this story, I would like to tell you that there are situations where we have to respect the other person's view. It is very important to understand some other person's view, because there are situations where we are not very much experienced, or we don't know something about that particular thing, but the other person's view can definitely give us a lot of experience. And because of that, sometimes we have to use our analytical thinking, and we have to understand that how important someone's view can be through this story. Now, what I would like to emphasize is that whenever you make a opinion, whenever you make a perception, I know it very well that perception keeps on changing, and it differs from person to person. It can vary from one person to another. There's a saying, when we give respect, we get respect. So the very same way, I would like to tell you that O.P.V is all about this only, that how someone other person has a view towards us, and what kind of view we are carrying towards that particular person. So at last, I emphasize on these six characters, and what I want you to all to do, I want you all to be a judge. Let's take this particular case to a court, and let's see that what judgment that you people have to decide. So let's take an example that you are judge. So you individual are a judge. What I want you to do is, I want you to narrate this story to your family members also. You can do it. You can narrate this story to your friends also, and you have to ask them about what is their judgment. And prior to their judgment, I want you to decide that who is guilty for this mishap, who is actually guilty for the death of Ria. So that's all from this PPT. So I hope, students, I was able to make you understand what I wanted to make you understand. I am very sure that you all have enjoyed this activity. I'll be sharing this particular PPT with you, and you can go through this PPT, and you can understand. If you want, you can make a use of it. You can also use it. I would rather suggest you try to do this activity at your home. You can enjoy this activity with your family members. You can enjoy this activity with your friends, and you can make them understand and make them realize what is the importance of O.P.V. And I would like to end this session. Just be with us throughout this semester, and definitely we are also looking forward to meet with you all, and I believe that you have enjoyed this session. Be safe, be healthy. Thank you.